Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failer. In our last video we tackled the Cortez mission Sir Yes Sir. This video is all about the only Kent Paul mission in the entire game. It's called Death Row.
Alright, Mush. I'm gonna save your Vera, mate.
What the hell are you talking about?
You know that wanker Diaz, the bugle master? He's got your boy Lance. Word is you may try to jump him. Didn't jump high enough, if you know what I mean.
Where did he take him?
All
In
right,
plain
mate.
English.
Keep your party on. They got him across town to the junkyard. Bloody hell, you nutter!
Alright mush is a common British phrase for hello friend. I have no idea what I'm going to save your Vera means. I looked up Vera in several places, couldn't find anything that makes sense in this context. Keep your barnet on means keep your hair on. And a nutter is someone who is nuts, someone who is crazy. This mission has two mission prerequisites. We needed to pass Sir Yes Sir, the Cortez mission from last video, and we needed to pass the Ricardo Diaz mission called Phnom Penh, because that's the one where Lance Vance tells us that he has discovered that Ricardo Diaz is the person responsible for messing up that drug deal in the opening cutscene of the game, which led to the death of Lance's brother Victor. Surprisingly, passing this mission doesn't award any cash, but it does unlock two missions. One of them is All Hands on Deck, that's the final Cortez mission, and it also unlocks the Rub Out mission, which is given to Lance over at the currently Ricardo Diaz estate, which is soon to be the Tommy Vercetti estate. As I mentioned, in the cutscene to Phnom Penh, Lance tells us that he's discovered it was Diaz behind the ambush in that drug deal in the opening cutscene of the game. Lance wants to take Diaz out himself, and Tommy Vercetti convinces Lance to just relax and that Tommy will take care of it.
What are you doing here?
Hey, I've been asking around. It's obvious that Diaz jumped the deal and iced my brother.
And he'll kill you too.
I can take Diaz.
No, listen to me. I'll handle Diaz. He's beginning to trust me.
That leads directly into the premise of this mission, Death Row, where Lance has not taken our advice. He tried to take out Diaz himself. Like the idiot that he is, he got caught, and now he is being killed slowly. Fortunately for us, that timer in the top right ticks off very slowly, and we have to go rescue him, and then that'll be mission passed. You can see that I gave myself 2 stars here by shooting at a police officer earlier. That's just to demonstrate that once you enter the junkyard property, your wanted level will just disappear. So once we get up to that blue car off in the distance, the wanted level disappears. So this is my vanilla attempt at the mission. I'm going to go ahead and collect all of the money that's on the ground. It turns out that Diaz's men here have a lot of money during this mission for whatever reason. So even though there's no financial reward for passing this mission per se, if you collect all the cash like I do here, you'll end up with about $2,000, a little bit over $2,000. I actually didn't end up collecting all the cash. There's money that's going to be dropped from somebody that I shoot up on top of a crane, and I didn't realize that there was money there on the floor until I was watching this playback. So in my vanilla attempt, I'm basically just using the sniper rifle to try to play it safe way back here, and having the sniper rifle at this point in the game is pretty common, I would guess. And once we get real close to Lance, we will rescue him, and there will be a short unskippable line of dialogue between the two of us where we agree that we need to take out Diaz after this mission. And once we rescue Lance, we need to safely get him to the hospital. There's going to be 3 or 4 comets of Diaz's guys after us. Once we exit the junkyard, they will harass us on our way to the hospital, and once we get to the pink marker at the hospital, it's mission pass. Since this is the only mission given to us by Kent Paul in the entire game, this is a good time for us to read about this character. Recall that we met him in the Malibu Club at the start of this mission. Reading from the wiki, Paul is a character in Vice City and also San Andreas. He is a cocky youth from Kent, England. So Kent is a city in England, and so his real name is just Paul, but they call him Kent Paul because he is Paul from the city of Kent. He works in the music business, but claims to be a criminal mastermind.
There goes my careful planning blown to shit. Thanks to you. You screwed up real good, Lance.
He killed my brother. What do you expect me to do, mow his lawns?
We're gonna have to take out that prick Diaz before he takes us out. You okay to use a gun?
Sure, I guess. Nice to see you too.
Let's get out of here.
By 2002, he owns a website called Kent Paul's 80s Nostalgia Zone. He is voiced by English actor Danny Dyer. So let's go ahead and switch over to Danny's wiki page. Daniel John Dyer, born 1977 in London, England, is an actor, media personality, former football team chairman, and voice actor. And the football there, I'm assuming, is what we call soccer and the rest of the world calls football. Dyer is best known for having starred in films like Human Traffic, Outlaw, and The Football Factory, as well as the TV show EastEnders. His only GTA credits are playing the voice of Kent Paul here in Vice City and also in San Andreas. On back to the wiki about Kent Paul. He moved to Vice City in 1982 at the age of 17 and established contacts with criminals such as lawyer Ken Rosenberg, Big Mitch Baker and his biker gang, and the Scottish rock band Love Fist. He later became the band's manager. Earlier in our playthrough, Kent Paul tipped off Tommy about Leo Teal's part in the ambush at the start of the game, and that was how we figured out that the chef was in that alleyway, and that gave us the cell phone. However, he is also a pathological liar and a suspected drug addict. Kent Paul is a bigger GTA character than I realized. He appears in 7 full missions here in Vice City. This is the only one where he's the boss, but we've seen him before. We saw him in Back Alley Brawl. We also saw him at the party, and then he gave us a phone call at the end of last video right after we completed Sir Yes Sir. And then he's got a total of 6 calls in addition to the 7 missions that he appears in this game. Listen closely here as Tommy refers to something called Star Island.
Get patched up and meet me on the bridge of Star Island, okay? Okay, I got you.
Star Island was the beta name for Starfish Island, and Rockstar caught all of the other references to Star Island and correctly updated them to Starfish, but they didn't catch this one, or maybe they just couldn't get Ray Liotta back to redo that one little line. If you don't get to Lance before his health bar runs out, then you get this fail message: you were supposed to get Lance out alive. To my knowledge, that's the only fail message you can get for this mission other than dying or getting busted. Now I'll show you the speed strat for this mission. When you're speedrunning this game, hopefully you've got yourself a helicopter as you go into the Malibu Club here to start this mission, and then you just use that helicopter to fly over, pick up Lance while avoiding almost all of the gunfight in the junkyard, and then fly Lance over to the hospital. While we watch the speed version of this mission, I'll go back to reading about Kent Paul from the wiki. And in San Andreas, he also is a big character. He appears in 9 different missions in San Andreas. So Kent Paul, good work. So I'll go ahead and rate this mission, Death Row, right now. I think this is a really solid mission. It's tough to fight your way through all of Diaz's henchmen here, so good challenge. And even after you survive getting Lance out of that little hangar that he's in, you still have to make it all the way to the hospital while you're being harassed by 3 or 4 comets. So this mission's an 8 out of 10, tied for my favorite mission so far. In terms of rating Kent Paul as a boss, well, I mean, I can't just give him an 8 out of 10. He only has 1 mission. It's a really nice mission, but I got to penalize him a couple of points for having only 1 mission. So I would give him a 6 out of 10. However, he does appear in a ton of missions here in Vice City, even though he's only the boss of 1 of them. So we'll bump him up to a 7 out of 10, which makes him the highest rated boss so far. I've completed Death Row using a helicopter many times. That's my main strategy these days, but I've never used the Hunter helicopter to try Death Row. And after this failed attempt, I think I probably never will again. The Hunter is just so big and heavy and hard to maneuver, and it seems to take a lot of damage quick. Anyway, mission fail with the Hunter. That's too bad. So here I'm reminding you that we have stored a very special Admiral over here in our Leaf Links apartment garage. This is an Admiral we got from Diaz. We weren't supposed to get it, but anyway, we got it right at the end of the mission Guardian Angels. And this particular Admiral has a lot of proofs. So I brought it over to the Malibu Club, started this mission, Death Row, and now we're just going to blast right through this car, because one of the proofs that this Admiral has is it is collision proof, so it doesn't take damage from colliding with cars or people. It's also bulletproof, so it's not getting damaged from all of these bullets. We'll take out these guys. I'm not even going to fire a single round here. We'll take out this guy. We'll get the Admiral positioned so that Lance doesn't have to walk very far. All convenient, all convenient. This is a no-stress run of Death Row. Come on over, Lance. Come on into my brand new, pristine, perfect condition White Admiral. This is beautiful. Bink. And then what about the comets on the outsides of the gates here? Well, I got a special plan for these guys. So normally I would just run from vehicles that were chasing me. I would just take out some of the Haitians there just for kicks. Probably should take this thing to the car wash to get the blood off of the hood. But we're going to blow up these cars right here. And you're saying, what are you doing, Tommy? You're going to die. Your car's going to blow up. But this Admiral is also explosion proof. So we just sit here, enjoy the fireworks show. We are front and center. And then we take a leisurely drive back over to the hospital. Love it. So now we're up to my challenge attempt, and in this attempt we're going to try to be pacifists. No weapons at all, not counting the car. I was hoping the car would survive a little bit longer and get me closer to the place where Lance is, but it kind of conked out pretty early on, so I decided to head for this westward path. I didn't think there were any guys over here, or many guys, and then I just run right through the middle of these three guys. I'm starting to get wrecked. Wake up, Lance, we gotta go. And Lance is just standing there. Like, I don't know what the trigger is. Like, apparently I need to kill one or more of those three guys. I'm going to use the health cheat code here because I know I'm going to die. But Lance is getting shot many times, and it appears to have no impact on his health bar. That health bar is just a glorified timer. It just counts down at a linear rate, a constant rate. Wrecked Lance with the chainsaw. That was pretty satisfying. But yeah, there's some trigger in here that I did not complete, and Lance just stood there until I chainsawed him, and then he lay there. Here's my final challenge attempt. I've decided that I am going to allow myself the chainsaw. I think that fists are probably asking a bit too much in this particular mission. Drove my taxi in there as far as I could, probably a little further than I should have. Ended up losing about 50 points in the explosion. Another 150 points from those three guys right there. Lance, we gotta go. Come on. We're talking like chipmunks. Time's a wasting. So again, I took the westerly path here, which I think was the right call. Fortunately for me, there's a sentinel that is just sitting here by the exit to the junkyard. And so the last thing we need to do is elude the 3 or 4 comets, and it's pretty easy to do. I think I'll get clipped by 1 or 2 of them, but once I get past them on this left turn here, they don't catch up to me again. Oh, we got clipped by several of them. All right, so then we'll just skip ahead to getting to the hospital. And then we'll just kind of skip through the remaining tasks here in this video. So we're going to save our game, and that will get us back up to full health. The pink number there that's currently at 90, it'll go up to 150 once we save. Super. And then we'll head up to the roof. We'll grab the armor, a little bit of ammo, then we'll hop in the helicopter. And there's a phone call we're going to ignore for now. We will take that phone call later in this video. And now we skip ahead the short helicopter flight over to Cuban Tattoo Parlor because we have done our 6 episodes in the Spanned Express outfit. So I hope you enjoyed that outfit. And now it's time for 6 episodes in the Cuban outfit. Get pumped. And we'll skip the flight over to Colonel Cortez's yacht. There's no sea icon on the map at this moment, but there will be once we take his phone call.
It's Cortez. Look, the French are giving me all kinds of trouble, amigo. Them hypocrites. They spend 100 years stealing from poor countries, and they call me a thief, huh? I'm going to need your help as soon as possible, amigo. So please hurry, huh? Tell me I need you, all right? I hate the damn French.
Cortez hates the damn French. Still, we'll help him one last time and complete his final mission in the next video in this series. If you have any memories you'd like to share about Death Row, throw them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.